In between the genocide described in Judges and the events in 1 Samuel, we find a nice little love story in the book of Ruth. But Judges and Samuel notwithstanding, the book of Ruth helps us see the entire arc of Scripture in just 4 chapters. Ruth is from Moab, where her Israelite husband dies, leaving her a widow. Her mother-in-law, Naomi, is also a widow, who, seeing no future in Moab, decides to send her daughters-in-law away and return to Israel alone. But Ruth isn't having it. In chapter 1, verse 16, here's what Ruth says. "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." Ruth is saying she's all in with Naomi and with Naomi's God. She's saying whatever comes, we will withstand it together as the people of the one true God. And that's faith, because who knows what's coming? All Ruth knows is that she will be a foreigner in a strange land. How does she know what to expect? But she clings to Naomi and to Naomi's God as the only way through it all. That's faith. Eventually, Ruth meets Boaz, who embodies the best of Israel's law about how to treat foreigners and widows. In Leviticus 19:34, the foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners once in Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And so in chapter 2, verse 12, Boaz blesses Ruth as one who has taken refuge under the wings of the Lord. Then in chapter 3, verse 9, we're told she seeks shelter under the wings of Boaz, the wings of his garment. She calls Boaz a guardian redeemer. As a distant relative of her late husband, he's a kinsman, and his wealth makes him the most eligible of bachelors. But it's not just his wealth and his relationship to her family that makes him a redeemer. Boaz also personifies the good law. He's able to overcome Ruth's loneliness and heartbreak, yes. But in a sense, he's uniquely suited to give a future to the dead by becoming a husband to Ruth and a new son to Ruth's mother-in-law, Naomi. Boaz is a picture of Jesus. And so Boaz and Ruth marry. She's brought into the covenant people of God. And in the final verses, we learn she enters the messianic line. She becomes the great-grandmother of King David. She starts as a lost, frightened widow with little hope, a stranger and a foreigner. And then she's adopted into the people of God, given life from the dead in a sense, and even made into royalty as she takes her place in the line of David and of Jesus. And it all happens by marrying her kinsman redeemer. How much more can we rejoice in knowing the true and better kinsman redeemer? We too can join God's chosen people. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from or what you've done. It doesn't matter your loss, your heartbreak, your frailty. We too can exchange vows with Christ and hear him say to us, "All that I am, I give to you. All that I have, I share with you. For better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, till death allows us finally to be together, once and for all eternity." On the cross, he pays off all your sin. He takes on all your shame, and he gives you all his righteousness. Whatever you face today, know that you have a kinsman redeemer ready to stand with you. He's the true and better Boaz, who has given his all to win your heart.